question is, why does Egypt matter? Out of other countries, Tunisia, who had protested beforehand, why all of a sudden a huge attraction to Egypt when they had begun their protests? And we are going to ask David to start this off, and then Ahmed.
So I think the primary reason that Egypt matters, you didn't see certainly Tunisia caught the media's eye, and there was coverage of it, but it was short. Ben Ali, he left the country, he went to Saudi Arabia, which is a favorite destination for exiles. And it was pretty much over. And then when Egypt, quote unquote, erupted, or the revolution, as my colleague said, began, the media was transfixed on this event, and it still is. And I think there are several reasons behind this. One of them being that this is a historic break. Egypt has been, as he said, a stable country for 30 years, stable in the outside sense of the word, although I wouldn't call repression stable. So it's a historic break in the Arab world where the population has risen up and said, we're done with this. That's, I think, the internal reason. Its neighbor really is the primary reason as far as the international arena goes, and if you're thinking about geopolitics in a broader sense, is the fact that Israel is its neighbor, and the Sinai Peninsula also garners attention in that as well. But primarily the concern is that, I mean, most of the media will say, and there's a little bit of a fear that, this thing could turn bad at some point. The Muslim Brotherhood could take over, and this would be catastrophic in some people's minds, and that they would abrogate the treaty with Israel, the peace treaty, and in essence launch kind of a southern flank against the state of Israel. So that's the primary reason. Kind of an ancillary reason would be, one of the countries that's been really upset by this, and this matters, is Saudi Arabia. King Abdullah was quite infuriated with Obama, the mixed messages coming out of the White House, and rightfully so. I think the United States had no coherence on foreign policy, but Saudi Arabia is concerned that this could spread to their country, and they matter obviously because of oil research.